Hello and welcome to another Planet Destiny exotic weapon review. Today we're taking another look at the one and only No Land Beyond. When it was initially released, it quickly became the butt of jokes. Oh man, sorry about you getting only shards from last raid, but could have been worse. Could have gotten No Land Beyond. We would all chuckle and sigh because it was true. While all of us were laughing though, a few players did take the time to learn this weapon's quirks and turned it into something to be feared. Bungie took note of the community's problems though and made some small improvements to the weapon in the 2.0 update. So let's go over the perks real quick before we get into that. The first perk is Primary Care, which causes the weapon to be equipped in the primary weapon slot. No, you cannot get rid of this perk. It's the only sniper rifle that you can equip in your primary slot. Moving over to the muzzles, we have CQB ballistics, greatly reduced recoil, significant penalty to range. Soft ballistics, less recoil, penalty to impact. Finally, there's accurized ballistics, more range and impact, increased recoil. I only use accurized ballistics on this weapon, mainly because it increases the impact ever so slightly. The other stats don't really matter due to the bolt action nature of the gun. Increasing the stability doesn't really do anything since you have ample time to correct the recoil. You also might as well increase the range to the highest it can go since that does help a little bit with the aim assistance. Speaking of that, this rifle is comfortably in the middle of the pack with 50 aim assist. The next perk is Mulligan. Missing a shot is a chance to return ammo directly to the magazine. Usually I'm okay with Mulligan being on a rifle since your ammo is a precious resource that will give you another shot if you flub the first one. The problem I have with Mulligan here is that if it procs on the first shot while you're at a full magazine and reserve, then it cancels you doing the reload glitch. Also, while I have no evidence of this, I feel like Mulligan can make the gun jam sometimes, so you end up looking down scope and pressing the trigger to fire, but nothing happens. I can't tell you how many times this has happened to me. I'll talk more about that important reload glitch later though. For the stat mod perks, we have a choice between Lightweight, Snapshot, and finally Flared Magwell. The only choice here is Snapshot. Even though in 2.0 the gun's handling speed was brought up a bit, it still quickens the scope down time, allowing for some good quick scopes with practice. Flared Magwell is nice in theory, but you don't want a faster reload time since that actually can keep you from doing the reload glitch. The final perk is the Master, Increased Precision Damage. Kills briefly increase damage against the next target. So yeah, this just increases the damage after you kill something. You don't have to land a precision shot to enable this, just killing someone with a body shot will do. The damage increase isn't huge for non-precision shots, so you won't suddenly be able to start one-shotting people with body shots. It does, however, increase the precision damage just enough that you can res snipe in PvP. Of course, the perk only lasts for 8 seconds, so that person has to get res during that time period. This also does make the weapon slightly more viable for PvE since you can land a kill on a dreg type mob and hit for some high damage numbers on larger mobs. It doesn't make the weapon good for PvE by any means, but it does make using it not suck quite as much. Alright, so before I get into the PvE and PvP sections, I need to talk about this glitch that makes the weapon way more viable for every activity. Without this glitch and the small buffs on Bungie's part, my original review would be 100% true and there wouldn't be a need for this video. So this glitch allows you to speed up the rechamber time on rounds. Instead of having to wait for that long animation to finish, you can hit the reload button, sprint forward, and rescope real quick. Now, a few things can mess this up. First, you need to always have at least one round in reserve, or else you can't reload the weapon. Second, if Mulligan procs, then it can mess it up by causing jamming. So, here's a checklist for doing the glitch. First, have ammo in reserve. Take your shot. Directly after that, during the rechamber animation, press the reload button. As soon as that animation starts, sprint forward. You have now overwritten the rechamber process by canceling your reload and can now fire another shot. Remember, practice makes perfect. There's a reason KJ Hovey makes his process look effortless. He's a robot that's put in a lot of practice with the gun. I suppose I should also talk about if I think this glitch is wrong or should be fixed. Short answer, no. Long answer, it's a clever use of game mechanics that can easily be messed up and screw you over, but rewards those that put time towards learning how to properly do it. So no, I don't really think it's wrong and it shouldn't be fixed on Bungie's part. Moving on to the very short PvE section, just don't use this gun here. Seriously, it only holds 12 total rounds and doesn't even do decent damage in PvE. I took it into the raid as more of a joke, and while the reload glitch made it possible to pump out some quick damage on Golgoroth, it was also a complete detriment to me and my group since I ran out of ammo every other second. If Bungie were to increase the reserve ammo some, then while it would still be horrible, then it would mean you can focus on doing that horrible damage a little bit longer until you need to go forage for ammo. Using this gun in PvE is like willingly driving a car that's on fire. Sure, I mean, it could get you from point A to point B, probably. but you're still on fire. Switching over to PvP, it's a different story entirely. You should absolutely not use this weapon unless you are looking for something that takes a huge effort to master. If you are looking for something that's extremely difficult to learn and use, will glitch out, often getting you killed, and at best is an unreliable relic of the past, then please continue. So here's what was buffed in the 2.0 patch. Every single one of these changes makes the weapon more lethal in PvP. The parallax issue being fixed means that your shots actually go where you point them. The handling speed means it isn't such a burden to swap to and from. The Master getting an additional 20% damage buff and increased time means you have a little bit more time to land a possible res snipe, or you can kill someone who has some level of overshield. The gun is absolutely still difficult to use, but landing kills offers you a slightly larger reward. So the iron sights on this gun in PvP are one of the major drawbacks. If you spend any time hardscoping, you'll know that enemies can easily work their way under your sights. Also, trying to watch a corner can lead to someone just crouching under your sights and killing you. Snapshot was the best perk to select on this gun, so play to its strength. Scope in quickly, dance around a little bit, and reposition. Allowing enemies to outposition you means you're probably going to get killed. If there's one thing that using No Land Beyond teaches you, it's how to properly get into and out of an engagement. Take your shot and bail. Only do a reload glitch and follow-up shot if you are 100% sure that you will kill your target. The other thing that's really difficult to get used to is the scope sway. As you can see in the footage, unless you're moving really slowly, the iron sight bobs up and down. Normally you're used to your scope staying rock steady, but the constant bobbing will end up making you miss shots. You have to learn how to slow down when going for drag scopes or peeking around a corner. Doing things fast with this gun is rarely rewarded. Almost every move has to be calculated. The popular loadout with this gun is going to be a sidearm. In year 1, you could use Vestian Dynasty, but it didn't work well since it wasn't a hit scan weapon. Now we have some actual choices for good sidearms to use. I highly recommend picking up the Vendor Havoc Pigeon and speccing it for quick draw. Use No Land Beyond at optimal scout rifle ranges and the sidearm for everything else. It's truly a versatile loadout that rewards quick thinking and proper execution. The only real downside to the gun is that it only holds 12 rounds, so you are going to be looking for primary ammo a lot more than usual. So I'm not sure if I made it clear how difficult it is to actually use this weapon. A normal sniper has 0 scope sway, has clear sights, and doesn't require using glitches to make it optimal. So that takes a huge time sink just to break those old habits. Once I unlearned some of those skills, it took me another 3 weeks to get competent enough to judge my encounters in PvP, so I wasn't just dying or relying on my sidearm to land kills. So is all of that worth it though? It depends. I enjoy this game and am always looking for new things to try, so the challenge of learning was enough for me. But in the end, the loadout is like a lot slower version than using the last word in a normal sniper. So looking at this just on paper, no, it absolutely isn't worth it. You have to want to learn how to use this gun. All that being said, by the time this video will be posted, the new ammo changes will be in effect, so No Land Beyond will be the only sniper that you can initially spawn in the game with ammo. Pairing that with a sidearm will be very, very rewarding for early PvP play in the playlist where you don't spawn with special ammo. Will it be worthwhile for late game play? Probably not. No Land Beyond gets outperformed by pretty much every single sniper, but it's damn fun to use. To all those who want to try this weapon, I wish you the best of luck. This has been Patrick Casey with Planet Destiny, your guide to the Destiny universe.